Hi, I'm Tina Palacios, Senior Community Manager of Infinity Ward.
Okay, I'll ask you a few questions about the Call of Duty Ghosts. So the first question, can you tell us more details about the spec mode, the spec ops?
So with Call of Duty Ghosts, we took a close look at what made multiplayer successful, and we wanted to amplify that. So we introduced new perks, new kill streaks. The way you customize your characters completely brand new to us. We have female characters for the first time, and we wanted to give a third mode that catered to all the fans that spent a lot of time customizing their characters, right? So we call that squads. And you can take up to 6 of your soldiers and play in any of these squad modes, and they all vary depending on what you want to do. So you can go pit your squad against your friend's squad online, or you can even go up against AI, or you can co-op and go against AI. It's all based on what you want to do, but that was our focus for the third game mode.
Okay, can you tell me more information about dynamic maps? Like, why did you bring this now? And give us some examples.
Sure. So for dynamic map events, we really took a look at single player, and we realized that people love those cinematic moments, single player, and we realized that people love those cinematic moments that happen in single player. Those moments that make you say, "Wow, that was crazy," and we wanted to incorporate that into multiplayer somehow. So that's where the dynamic map events ideas came from. And the cool thing about that is, depending on what map you're on, they're very unique and different for that particular map, right? So we're gonna have 14 maps when the game ships, and each one is gonna have something unique to that specific map. So when you're playing multiplayer, you might not only go up against enemies, but you have to learn how to utilize the map as best as possible. So the coolest one that we showed today was Strike Zone. If you saw in the presentation, you were playing in a stadium, right? And then you can earn a kill streak from field orders when you complete one of them, and the first person to do that gets a kill streak that destroys the entire map completely, and it changes it. So all the sight lines, all the pathways change completely. So it's kind of like learning 2 maps in one. But yeah, they're going to be very different map to map.
So what's the major difference between the current gen game and the next generation game?
So we made sure, and this was very important to us, to make sure that gameplay was the same across all platforms. We want everyone to have the same fun gaming experience. With that said, with Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, it's going to be the best looking Call of Duty game you have seen on that console to date. But if you get a next-gen version, or even the PC version, it's going to look much more beautiful, because we did a lot with the rendering engine. And with the rendering engine, we improved displacement mapping. We talked a little bit about that a couple months ago. And then we also have subdivision, which is new for us. And what that does is it updates the poly count in real time for vehicles, weapons, characters. So you're always going to have that perfect smooth surface. So when you're playing multiplayer and you look down the scopes, or even iron sights, it's going to look smooth and it's going to look perfect every time, because in real time it'll add more polys to make sure that you don't lose the shape of any object you're looking at.
Okay, so I'll give you an example. For example, I have Xbox 360 and another friend has Xbox One. Would we be able to play together?
So Microsoft announced a couple months ago that they're not going to support cross-platform play for multiplayer in any of their games. But we incorporated a way for you to transfer your stats and squad members from Xbox 360 to Xbox One. So if you buy Xbox 360 COD Ghosts and you play for a while, but you buy the new game on the new console, you can take everything with you, and so you're gonna have everything unlocked that you earned and all that. So that was our way of trying to incorporate the fact that this is a new next gen generation for gamers, and we wanted to make sure that they had everything that they unlocked on 360 to the new platform.
So will we only have DLC for maps, or will we have another DLC like weapons or anything else?
It's funny you ask about DLC. We're not talking about what we're doing for DLC at this time, but you'll figure it out, in the next upcoming months. But we have announced the season pass, which I think people should take advantage of because it's going to be discounted. It's a discounted price for all the DLC that we have to offer.
So my last question for next gen consoles: will we see servers instead of matchmaking system?
We're not talking about how we're handling matchmaking at this time, but you'll find out soon enough.
So that's it. Thank you for your time. I really enjoyed Call of Duty Ghosts, and hopefully I can play it on November. That's it.